What will you do to escape an abusive relationship? Now, we will check on how Guilia Tofana helped other women in her time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And don't forget to support my channel. Guilia Tofana was born in 1620 in Palermo and was possibly the daughter of Tofana Adamo, who was executed in Palermo on 12 of July, 1633, accused of having murdered her husband Francis. Tofana was described as a beautiful woman and spent most of her time with apothecaries. That is why she was an expert in developing potions. She used this ability to help the women in society because in 1633, Italy, the unlimited power afforded to men meant that women of those times often suffered untold abuse. They had no standing in society and few opportunities to better their situations. They could marry and hope that their husband treated them decently. They could remain single and rely on sex work to survive. Or they could become a widow. The third option was the preferred choice among many wealthier class. Women stuck in bad marriages with violent husbands who couldn't count on the law for help, even if their spouse didn't physically harm them. The accepted idea that women were property meant wives didn't get much say in the shape of their lives took. And no one was more skilled in crafting and packaging deadly poisons for Italian ladies in the 17th century than Guilia Tofana. To expand her product and to reach more clients, she moved from Sicily to Naples to Rome, harboring a soft spot for women trapped in loveless, suffocating relationships. She started selling toxins to help them escape. With the help of her daughter, a group of trusted associates, and possibly a priest, Giulia launched an underground ring of criminals from her apothecary shop. To those not in the know, her business was cosmetics. She sold powders and liquids to enhance women's beauty. That front made it easier to disguise her best-selling product, aquatifana. Aquatifana was a coveted face cream or oil used by Italian ladies looking to preserve their youth. It came in a bottle or a powder case often labeled as Mana of Saint Nicholas of Bari, a popular healing ointment for blemishes made of a mixture of lead, arsenic, and belladonna. Aquatifana contained some of the same ingredients as normal cosmetics at that time, which helped it to blend in on a woman's nightstand or vanity set. Husbands were none the wiser that their wives' beauty regimen was their death warrant. Another element of Giulia's poison that made it so masterfully deceitful is how it killed its victims. The first dose, normally diluted with some kind of liquid, would cause exhaustion and physical weakness. The second dose would bring on stomach aches, vomiting, and dysentery. The third and fourth dose would take care of the rest. The poison and the method of administering it meant that doctors and investigators believed that death had been caused by some unknown illness or disease. The slow nature of the poisoning meant that victims had a chance to get their affairs in order, and their wives were there to exert their influence over what that order looked like. And the deaths were never believed to be anything more. The poison is undetectable, and the murderers are free of suspicion. Thus Giulia's business flourished. She was careful to only sell products to ladies that she knew, or women who had been vetted by past clients. Unfortunately, one customer, a young woman who procured aquatifana, planning her husband's demise, got cold feet after mixing a few drops of the deadly liquid into her husband's soup. She panicked, begging him not to eat it, and inadvertently revealing the criminal activities of Giulia and her accomplices. The husband forced his wife to give up Tofana and the rest of her network of poisoners, and he soon got the police involved. Giulia was beloved by the people, especially the women, both powerful and poor, who she helped. She got word of her warrant before the authorities came knocking, and was granted sanctuary by a local church until a rumor began to spread that she had poisoned the city's water supply, and the government took action, apprehending her and subjecting her to horrific torture. Giulia confessed to killing over 600 men from 1633 to 1651 in Rome alone. Though that number could be lower or higher. It is believed that Tofana were executed in Campo di Fiori in Rome in 1659, along with her daughter and a few of her most reliable associates. Dozens of lower-class women were executed after it was revealed they had been customers of Tofana, while many of the upper-class ladies were imprisoned or banished for their involvement in the scheme. Some were bricked into the dungeons of Palazzo Pucci. After her death, her body was thrown over the wall of the church that provided her sanctuary. However, Guilia Tofana doesn't fit the profile of a regular serial killer. For one, poison was not her only product. She provided a plethora of merchandise and services that other channels could not offer. She was also not directly killing her victims, but rather selling the poison so that others could do so. After all, the majority of her clients were in fact abused housewives of the lower working class, and for the most part, she catered to unhappy women trying to escape abusive relationships. Additionally, in 17th century Italy, there were very few options for women in the first place. Besides marriage, options involved sex work, becoming a nun, or a servant girl. Within those choices, marriage was often contractual and loveless. Tofana provided not only the whimsy of 17th century dark arts in the form of trinkets and charms, but also the fantasy of killing one's husband and running away. In most cases, women bought the poison as a novelty item to keep alongside their perfume and lotions, almost as a way of cultivating the fantasy of someday being free from their husband. But they never actually went through with the act. The fantasy remains as appealing as ever, much like the idea of the tall, dark stranger arriving to sweep you off your feet and take you away to a better future. What do you think of Guilia Tofana? Let me know in the comment section. And don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, be afraid of the dark. He is always watching.